Bonjour, bonjour, mesdames et messieurs, et bienvenue à Playoff Beers. Je m'appelle Snark, avec mon ami Ryan Christensen. Ryan, comment ça va?
Mon ami, hey, ça va bien, et toi?
Huh? Okay, welcome to Playoff Beers,
Okay, yes,
everyone.
we're good now.
My grade 3 French only goes so far, eh? All right. Guys, let's come down to this. The Stanley Cup Finals are set.
We are down to 2.
Growing up, I've always had a nightmare that this would happen. Like, this is the culmination of all my childhood fears. Growing up, the Florida Panthers featuring a coach that literally quit on my team in the middle of a season versus the team I probably grew up hating the most of any team in the world.
You
in the
despise
Edmonton
this
Oilers.
team. You
I am.
despise this team.
The Edmonton Oilers. So I'm just saying, if I could go back and not put all those Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier rookie cards into the spokes of my bike,
I'd be a rich man.
I wouldn't do it. I'd still do it. Damn them all. They deserve to be ruined.
No.
Yes.
Come on.
All right. Or I'd replace them with Esa-Tikkanen ones. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Esa-Tikkanen, I'd be perfectly fine with.
Grant Fuhr.
Oh, yes.
I wouldn't do it to Dave
Curry.
I wouldn't do it to Dave Semenko, though, the cement head. That's my anti-Virgie's buddy, Dave Semenko. You can tell my anti-Virg was
the league needs more. The league needs more of Dave Semenko's nowadays.
I don't know how they could do it. A guy who can't play, a guy who can barely skate, but can fight. It's just, I think that's the kind of guy they're trying to rule out of here and stuff like that. And they're good for a little while, like Ryan Reeves, that kind of player, whatever, chipped in a little bit, plays his 6 minutes a night and stuff like that. But even the Leafs said, who could have used him just to protect all these stars that they paid so much money for, barely found a use for him at this point. They've got such a short window. But make that money while they're good. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, make the money when you can. Would I love to see a guy like that on the Jets? Yeah, of course he'd be an instant fan favorite, but who's he protecting right now? Scheifele. Scheifele's been he was a little cantankerous this year for Scheifele. He was he was a little more pushy and Chevy this year. So that's good, all right.
That's good. That's good.
We're not here to talk about the Jets, Ryan, as much as you want to talk about them.
Oh, yeah, you brought it up. I've just continued the conversation.
Was it me? Was it me?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it was.
Let's move on to the 23-24 Stanley Cup Finals. Once again, Edmonton has the chance to end. This is one thing I'll say. Edmonton has the chance to end the no Canadian winning a cup, no Canadian team, obviously, winning a cup streak. 1993, les habitants de Montréal Canadiens, last team to win. The Jets weren't around for 16 years, so in that time, I grew to the point where I could not care less if a Canadian team would ever win again. And now I've said on the show before, I do really care if one Canadian team wins the Stanley Cup. It just has to be my team, that's all.
Just not
anybody else. Definitely not them. A team of my nightmares growing up, having to be in the same damn division as the Edmonton Oilers.
Dirty old Smythe division.
They got to keep their team intact coming into from the WHA, and the Jets got ripped apart. Like the best guy they could keep was like Mo Lukowich.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So there you go. And they had some 17-year-old kid come with them from Indianapolis. That supposedly the Jets lost on a backgammon game on a plane. I think that's the urban legend. I think they talk about that a little bit.
They talk about it a little. I've heard that urban legend.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think
don't know if that's true.
There must be some truth to it. There must be some truth.
I think it's a nice thing to throw around. Anyways,
True.
Let's talk about the matchup, how they got there. Florida goes on to beat the Rangers in 6 games. What was our predictions on that one? I think we both have.
You had Florida.
No, we did not.
You had Florida in 7.
Yeah.
I had Rangers in 7.
Yeah. I think this series might have come down to one play. Well, obviously, there was a lot of plays that happened, but if Wheeler doesn't take that hooking penalty in overtime, the Rangers have come back from 2-1 down. He has the puck at the blue line, fumbling it around, flat-footed, and does a hook. They score on that power play. Florida wins. The momentum shifts over. They don't lose again.
I don't know if that's the only play that's the one play that turned the series or sent the series towards Florida's side.
Yeah.
I just think the biggest issue with the Rangers was their big guns. I don't know if I can credit Florida or I discredit how they played, but the big guns of Florida or from the Rangers, did not show up.
No. Florida, very physical.
It was yes, but still, your best players need to be your best players this time of the year. And the Rangers did not have that. Their best players was Shesterkin, mind you. So he played his ass off. It was he kept them in every single game. They just could not find a way to get the big, Kreider was somewhat decent. But Zibanejad, Panarin had that one goal in Game 7, but that was it. Zibanejad was nowhere to be found. Those are the guys that you need to step up in these big games, and they just could not do it. Credit to Florida.
Yep. I'd say they're big guys throughout this playoff. When Vincent Trocheck is your top guy.
That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah. Maybe it's time. Maybe Chris Kreider's on the downside of his career now and stuff like that. So many small guys. Yep, but there's so many small guys on the Rangers, and I think that was what Florida's physicality and the fact that they were not afraid to take penalties against the Rangers. The Rangers, I think, had one power play goal in the series.
Did. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
So if they're not afraid to play physical. These small guys are going to pay a price for it, and they sure did. Also, Bobrovsky stepped his game up as well, I think, for Florida as well. He had a really good series. He's put his average up to .921 save percentage in it. So it's good. We're going to talk about the goalie from the other side in a second, but I think what you saw was just balance from the Panthers. Every line was good. Carter Verhaeghe has been really good this playoffs. Kachuk's been good. Barkov good. The defensive pairings have been good, and they're winning close games. They're winning tight games. They're winning 1-goal games. Besides, they won the first game 3-0, and then every other game after that they lost 2 games in overtime. And then they won the one on overtime, and then the next 2 they won were 1-goal games as well. So they're able to stay calm in tight games, keep it low for the goals against, and score the big goals when they have to.
It's just a well-structured team.
Yeah, they're that's there. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Okay. Speaking of not appreciating, congrats to Florida. Whatever.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. They earned that series win. They've earned a trip back to the Cup. So good for them.
Yeah, and there's good histories of teams that have lost a Stanley Cup final and then moved on to the Stanley Cup and won it the next year. One team that's done it is their opposition, the Edmonton Oilers. Of course, so they lost to your New York Islanders in the 83-84 season. Came back to beat your New York Islanders in the 84-85 season, and that's what started there. I don't know if you call it. I guess you can call it a dynasty. Four cups in 5 years is pretty good. I guess it's 5 cups in 7. So they were pretty good, I guess. Certainly better than a certain Manitoban team or whatever that had some great players and great teams, but couldn't beat that juggernaut. I always thought it's funny. Looking back, I think is Grant Fuhr in the Hockey Hall of Fame?
I believe he is, yes.
That guy gave up like 6 goals a game. It's just Edmonton could always outscore them.
I was going to say,
like, 8 or 9.
You didn't have to be great.
No, he didn't have to be great. He had the greatest of all time. Anyone who says that Gretzky is the greatest of all time is out of his bloody mind, but also an all-time whiner. So here we go. Edmonton makes the finals. And again, I wasn't not something that I thought was going to happen for sure. I thought Dallas would win in 6.
Well, I had Dallas in 5.
I was going to say, I think someone else said they'd be out in 5.
I'm glad I'm not a betting man.
Yeah, here's the deal. Their special teams are something.
Oh, it's like their penalty kill is absolutely phenomenal.
They have given up 3 goals in the entire playoffs on the penalty kill.
It's crazy.
Yeah, this doesn't happen.
No one has ever thought of the Edmonton Oilers in this iteration that they are as a team that can play defensive hockey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I don't understand what the whole emphasis, like they emphasize the being on the penalty kill, and it's I don't know if that's the coach. I don't know who that is, but they've instilled that as soon as they hit the blue line, you rush them because you're trying to get them off the puck. And it's worked wonderfully for this team.
A 94% penalty kill.
It's
in
crazy.
The Stanley Cup playoffs is bananas. And their power play, of course, also very lethal. It's 37%. It's actually gone down. It's on the decline.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. It went down a half percentage from the last week. Yeah, 37%. It's pick your poison. They just have so many weapons that they can use. It's incredible. Even guys like I don't even know if they use Evander Kane on the playoffs or in the power play and stuff like that. It's nuts. Just what they can use against people.
He might be second unit.
Yeah. But you could put a Draisaitl and McDavid on for a full 2-minute power play because they
and then you could switch out
to get tired.
Well, then you could switch out Hyman to Kane or whatever. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, they're using the Nuge on the left wing on McDavid's
actually,
line
you know what?
now.
I give the Nuge a lot of credit. He's showed up this year and he's performed.
Yep. So many people trying to get him out of that team for the last couple of years or whatever, but he's remained firm and he stayed with them. Maybe they'll see the fruit of all those labors of struggling their way to what was it, 5 number 1 overall picks in 8 years or something like that.
Like when you take Yale Nakapov.
Yeah, remember the whole fail for Nail. Oh my god. How about this? The one time they get a high draft pick, Florida is the number 1 overall. They pick Ekblad.
Yeah, that was what, 05?
Nope, this is later. Nope. This is 07.
Okay, 07.
No, maybe later. Maybe it had to be later than that. Had to be way later than that. Anyways, the guy that they pick at number 3, Leon Draisaitl.
Turned out pretty good.
It worked out for them. I was curious when I saw that. I wonder what this would look like if it was reversed. If Edmonton had that stud number one defenseman for a while. I don't think, they probably don't get McDavid. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, it worked out okay for them. Let's just say that.
I don't think Draisaitl would be the player in Florida as he is in Edmonton either. So
he'd be the number one guy for sure.
But
it changes so many things. Like, do they get Barkov? There's all kinds of things that change.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Who knows? It's always, you just guess what. It's just been interesting to see if Florida decides to take Draisaitl first.
Yeah, that's correct.
And of course, I don't even know where Evan Bouchard was drafted. But
Edmonton is going to have to pay this man. But is he? Do you find him as like a $8 to $10 million defenseman?
No, not yet.
No, I think he's 5 to 7.
Yeah, I think he benefits a lot from who plays in front of him. And I believe he is. Is he on the top pairing? Let's take a look. He is on the top pairing, but look who he's saddled with Ekholm. So
yeah,
so he's doing okay. He has power.
Yeah, Ekholm is a very sound defenseman as well.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about him. So you can take a little bit more risk, but also credit to the coaching and stuff like that. Chris Knobloch doing a hell of a job.
Chris Knobloch has done a great job. You look at what that team was at the start of this year, and they were a shipwreck.
Yeah,
Jay Woodcroft and all that.
Yeah, Woodcroft. Yeah, didn't have much goaltending though. All of a sudden, the goaltending started to show up a little later and stuff like that. Yeah. This past series, you could argue that Stuart Skinner was one of probably the most important guy on their team.
Well, he was the most valuable player.
Yeah,
games 5 and 6, he was the most valuable player for Edmonton. There's no.
He was terrific. He's gone up to a .922 save percentage in the conference finals. Up from an 889 percentage. He's incredible stuff. Of course, maybe Dallas wasn't at their best. We could say that too.
Well, I don't know. Like the last 2 games, Dallas had 30 some odd shots each game, and good quality chances. Stuart Skinner's the one that kept Edmonton in
10 shots.
10 shots. That's incredible.
Game 6 in a clinching game.
That's ridiculous. 10 shots. But when you have a guy like Connor McDavid on your team, anything's possible.
Dallas is relying a lot on kids that they brought up from the farm too, and Stanko and stuff like that too. They had really good series.
But they played well.
They played great. But where was everybody else? Pavelski looks like he's going to retire. I guess he's just hit the end of the road.
Well, I mean, how old is Pavelski now? 40-something?
Old enough to retire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ben is the same way.
Jamie Ben's, it's a diminishing returns on him. Tyler Seguin as well.
He's no young chicken.
No.
I mean, Matt Duchene, he's no young chicken. Like they're not getting any younger.
No. Which is good news for me because I'm in the same division as the Dallas Stars. All right. They still had a great year. Congratulations to them. Good coaching.
They did. Fantastic. 100%. Great season.
Talk about a little bit of tail of the tape for these guys. And I saw this come up. A couple interesting things. First of all, the distance thing. A lot of people have talked about how this is the furthest distance between 2 Stanley Cup final or competitors ever. At least it's 4,817 kilometers from Edmonton to Sunrise, Florida. Yeah, we're Canadian here, eh? This is what happens.
I hate the miles.
Yeah,
I've heard miles is let's get proper.
Yeah, decent people use kilometers. Everybody, that's the way it is. Exactly. So almost 5,000 kilometers between spots, and as soon as you go, oh my God, what a trek and stuff like that. They're not riding their bikes there. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
they're in an airplane anyways.
It's nice, comfortable airplane. Charter flight
hour on the plane. Yeah. They're doing fine. They're all playing cards, and I'm sure it's not like the Oilers of the 80s and stuff like that. There isn't
smoking
as many
and drinking.
There's not as many party favors, I'm sure, on this plane as there used to be. But yeah. Anyways, also,
so do
go
you
ahead.
see the travel? Do you see the travel?
Nope.
Benefiting one team or another, or affecting one team more than another?
Nope. It's
I think I think it'll affect Florida a little bit more.
Just because
Florida,
they're so used to being on the East Coast and stuff like that.
That's what I'm thinking.
They do road trips every year, so it'll be I don't know. You're staying you only have to do that flight once. You know what I mean? They fly, they stay for 3 days, 4 days, and then they fly back.
True.
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure if you thought that would have been a fact, like, because I don't
see
think
it as being a factor.
I don't think for
it's
Edmonton,
it's not like it's winter time either. It's not like they're coming from sunrise where it's 30 something above and then
to minus
going
30,
to 30 below. Right. It's going from 30 above to like 28 above or whatever it is in Edmonton. Much better in here because Winnipeg has been terrible so far this year. It's been awful. It's all rain. It never gets warm. It's terrible. It's so depressing. Anyways, another tail of the tape thing. You just have to talk about the coaches. Paul Maurice has coached 1,848 games. I believe 600 of them as a Winnipeg Jets coach. Chris Knobloch, 69 games. So, both with an opportunity. One of them is going to win their first ever cup. Is it a guy who used to coach the Hartford Whalers?
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be a guy. It could also be a guy who took over a quarter of the way through the season.
Yeah, that's and also looks like the guy from Poltergeist, if you ask me.
Yeah, he's scary.
Yeah, I would not,
Like
if
I said, tall.
I wouldn't go to a creepy building and see him in there, I wouldn't stick around. I can tell you that right now.
No,
but
if
I did see him, I'd probably be too late. Be too late.
Tall, lanky, and pale. Very bad combinations.
Yep. So we talked about the Edmonton special teams, which are great. Florida's not bad. At 20, they're at 23%. They're at 23% on the power play, which is good. Almost a quarter of the time they get the power play, they're going to score. 88% on the penalty kill, which is in any other year phenomenal, unbelievable. This is one team's better. One team's better. Still, and with the Oilers, it's at 37%. But the Rangers went into the series against Florida at 31%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Rangers' power play was clicking.
Yeah, and they found a way to shut them down. And here's another quick thing: Maurice knows how to shut down McDavid.
I think Maurice will do everything he can.
The Jets, he swept them. Like we swept the Oilers the one time we played. It was a bubble season, so does it really count? Probably not. But yeah, they managed to absolutely break down the Oilers. And Maurice, I told you before, Maurice is a damn good coach, especially in playoffs.
Oh, he is.
It's just who do you stop? If they break up those lines, if they break up Draisaitl and McDavid on the penalty kill, who do you send out to stop? If you can send them out there fast as well too, it's so hard. It's just that the Oilers are a two-line top-heavy team, and with Florida being so physical, does that break down the Oilers' top guys? Matthew Tkachuk will not be afraid to get in anybody's face in this, and he's used to it. He's in that Battle of Alberta forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He knows what it's like to play against the Edmonton Oilers and the rivalry that is Calgary and Edmonton.
Yep.
I think a big factor for Edmonton is their so-called tougher guys or guys who aren't afraid to mix it up, like Evander Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to assume that Corey Perry is going to be in the lineup.
Corey Perry right now is listed as Draisaitl's right winger.
Well, there you go.
On the second line. Corey
second
Perry.
Line. Like what's going on? But
yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm saying the depth there is kind of.
But those are the players that Edmonton needs to step up because Florida, like, their number one goal is to out physicality or out physical.
Yeah. They're out there to beat them up.
And they're out there to beat them up. Realistically, who do the Oilers have to kind of deflect that or rebound that?
Yeah.
Perry and Evander Kane.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
I don't
looking
know.
at some of their
you're not bringing out
fourth line
Nugent
guys,
Hopkins.
and I don't know. No, too small.
You're not bringing out Connor Brown. Like Hyman might be able to hold his own.
Hyman's a big guy, but he's just too important for him to be on the ice.
Well, that's
there's
what
no
I'm
way.
saying.
There's no way he goes down that road.
So who are the two greasiest players you could put out for Edmonton?
Yeah, you're putting up Perry and Kane, but Kane is a penalty magnet. Like I think that's why he's on the third line. You have to shelter him.
Yeah, but you don't.
They love to make calls against him.
Yeah, but if Florida, you're right. Like he is a magnet for being called for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if Florida, you need players. If Florida starts, you need players who can reciprocate. And the only two I see for Edmonton, honestly, is Kane and Perry.
Yeah,
they're the only two.
Yep.
Like from a forward standpoint.
And that's if Perry stays in the lineup too. Because he's been,
but that's the thing. He's been a healthy scratch. He's been in. He's been out. He's been in. He's been out. But against Florida, I think you need him in.
You need him in. You need somebody there. You need somebody to get somebody mad. You have to get that power play on the ice. You have to.
That's right.
It's important. Stuart Skinner's been better, but Bobrovsky's a better goaltender. We can all agree on that.
I think we can agree on that.
That's an understatement, I think. Although Skinner has been playing well since.
If it wasn't for Skinner, I don't think Edmonton would be in the position they are right now.
No, hugely important to them for that. Okay, we've talked about it. Prediction time. I can already taste the acid in my mouth. I hate this. This is my least favorite part about the whole thing. My favorite part would be if an earthquake happened and swallowed up both arenas and we never see them ever again. That would make me honestly the happiest. Like, sure. There'll be about 30,000 innocent bystanders taken. Friendly fire. Friendly fire, guys.
Hey, innocent. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not innocent. They purchased a ticket to go see those two. They're not innocent. They deserve it.
That's a good point.
All right. Who do you think has this? You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
I like. Do you know who? Like, I know exactly who I'm picking. Like, do you need the him and ha? Or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Well, then you go first.
So, between a childhood trauma I experienced and 30-something million whiny Canadians whining about the next Stanley Cup champion, it has to be a Canadian team.
Don't do this, Snark.
The Edmonton Oilers will lose to the Florida Panthers 4-2. Ding 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 ding. There's no way I can pick the Oilers. Are you crazy? You thought I was gonna pick the Oilers? I'd rather be wrong a million years in a row. Florida.
So Florida in 6?
Yeah.
Florida is the better team. I like from top to bottom, from start to finish, any which way you look at it, Florida is the better team. That's not going to matter in this series. Because the Edmonton Oilers are going to do just enough to win the Stanley Cup Finals on their home ice in 6 games. And not only is Gary Bettman going to hand them the Stanley Cup, he's going to have on one side of him Wayne Gretzky and the other side of him Mark Messier. They're going to flank the commissioner while handing Connor McDavid the Stanley Cup.
That's the last day I watch hockey the rest of my life. That's it. Yeah, I'll do that thing. Was it the spotlight of the whatever, the spotless mind or whatever? Do that whole mind wipe thing or whatever. Hockey never happened to me in my entire life. If that happened.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, hockey is dead to him after this.
Neither of us think it's going to go 7 games. We're both picking teams in 6. Both picking different teams. This should be, well, it'll be fun for us or whatever. A little bit of bragging rights going into this thing.
That's all it is.
Oh my God, I couldn't. Oh my God, my stomach turns just thinking about it. Oh, it's terrible. All right, just a couple of quick things to fire at you before we end the show.
Okay, right.
McDavid, does he need the Stanley Cup to cement himself as an all-time great?
Yes.
Do you 100%. Think if Marcel Dion or Dale Hawerchuk ever won a cup, they would have more respect?
Dale Hawerchuk, no.
Right.
I think Dale Hawerchuk has respect of everybody, regardless if he won. Marcel Dion, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same way. Of course, Marcel Dion, so good with Detroit, but Detroit, such bad teams in the 70s.
Yeah, he was just
LA. LA
yeah,
was LA.
Oh yeah, they were terrible.
And the Rangers in the midst of when they were going through that 54-year drought. Yeah, but yeah, Dale Hawerchuk was so good on a team that was so bad. Dale Hawerchuk made Paul McLean a 50-goal scorer. Dale Hawerchuk made Paul the Walrus McLean a 50-goal scorer. Unbelievable. That's how good he was. Next thing, Prime Video is coming out with a new hockey show. Okay. I don't think it's been titled yet, but it's going to follow, what does it say? Follow some of the NHL's biggest teams and characters.
Oh, God.
Okay. If that doesn't make your stomach squirm.
That makes my head's just, it's gone now.
Here's some of the names. Okay.
Fire away.
McDavid and Draisaitl.
Okay.
Matt Tkachuk. Now they announced with that. Well, they have to show the thing that ate his dad a bunch of time for Tkachuk for sure. They're going to show Kiefer for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So they're going to show those guys. They're going to have a new thing. Like they're going to have a whole new thing about when the Oilers and Panthers are there. They've been following these guys, I guess, all year.
Okay.
So they're going to have a special thing on like their family and stuff like that for those. Just for those.
Yeah.
The next guys.
Okay, fire away.
Something that'll make like the next guy on the thing, which made me a little upset. Jacob Trouba is one of the guys that we're following. Yeah. Jacob Trouba had an interesting tweet. I guess the Spit and Chiclet guys were talking about him and stuff like that. About him whining to the refs or whatever, him being one of the dirtiest players in the game, and then you see him whining and crying to the refs about a hit or something like that.
Because then
he tweeted out something about head injuries and what his wife does, and then about some people's consequences of that kind of stuff.
I think I heard something about that. There,
unbelievable. I was like, Jacob.
Because he brought up the PGA player or something, didn't he? He brought up a golfer,
100%.
The golfer that just
That's exactly what he did. Yeah, he tried to put himself in that boat.
What a
yeah. Okay. Some of the other guys, they're going to follow Pasternak and Swayman out of Boston.
I don't mind that.
Quinn Hughes in Vancouver.
Don't mind that.
For some reason, Jack Eichel. I
guess you need a Vegas.
Yeah, for another reason, William Nylander. I guess you have to pick any leaf, I guess, would do.
Well, I'm assuming that the other two turned him down then.
Must have. There have been a few. Philip Forsberg, for some reason, out of Nashville. I guess they wanted to hang out in Nashville for a bit, I guess.
You always need the Nashville. Yeah, you always need someone Nashville there.
Another guy they're following is Gabe Landeskog. Now,
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's the interesting one for me as well.
That's
And I'm sure for
interesting.
our friend Adelia.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm
Oh yeah,
wondering.
like what is the reasoning?
What is the reason? Like, does he announce his retirement on this show? Because he hasn't
Or
played
is
now
it
in 2 years.
or is it his comeback?
We'll see. Well, that's the only interesting part. I would have just
That's
followed Gabe
cool.
Landeskog's thing. For as much
I
as I
think
don't
so.
like the Avs, I would have followed that part. Guy trying to make it
Oh, I
back to
think
the NHL.
that's
Let's see if he
I
can
think that'll
actually
be
do it.
cool.
I'll.
I think that'll be cool.
Luckily, it's not live. I can fast forward through all the William Nylander crap and the Draisaitl crap,
Oh,
and I can just go on to the next bit.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Jacob Trouba, I'm going to delete.
Oh my god. So they talked about some of the other shows they did. Like, did you ever even for 1 minute watch that All or Nothing Toronto Maple Leafs show that they had out?
No.
No, no, not for 1 second. I should have
I
canceled my subscription. Tell
yeah,
you the truth.
you would have saved a lot of money if you did
They
that.
did. They did one for that. They did one for Manchester City. Ugh. Two teams I hate. So they also talked about Prime has. I don't know if it's exclusive rights, but they have Monday Night Hockey coming next season.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what are they?
So I don't
So
know if that means
going.
they have their own like their own team, like their own studio guys, their own
Oh
booth
yeah.
guys and
Well,
stuff like that. I'm imagining.
oh yeah, because it'd be the same as Thursday night football that Prime has.
Yep.
They have their own team and everything like that. Well, good luck to NHL if you're going up against WWE Monday Night Raw.
That's it.
You'll lose.
Yep. Yeah. You're gonna lose.
Have fun.
Yep.
Have fun.
Yeah. And it's just another thing they're trying to do for the States, I guess. This would like this doesn't affect Canadians at all. Like, we get all our
Oh
local
God,
stuff
no.
nationally anyways, or
Oh
whenever
no.
we need it. So
And I'm sure their first game is going to be Utah. Sure.
okay, let's segue to that. They announced today the 6 names that they've put up for a fan vote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are the six winners, and the fact that Saints never even made the cut is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It is.
Okay, Utah names: the Utah Blizzard.
Sounds no. That sounds like a soccer name.
Yeah, like Vancouver, or what is it? Who was the Blizzard? Was it Toronto?
The Whitecaps? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
Toronto. Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Utah HC. Now that's a soccer name. That's just
that's even worse. That's even worse.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
Like, to me, that's like, I'm lazy, and this is just what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to give it a European feel in frigging Salt Lake City, Utah. Anyways, the Mammoth.
I don't mind that.
I just hate when a plural is singular. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
There's another one on this. There's another one on this list here. The Outlaws, Utah Outlaws. I don't mind that.
So
I doubt it'll be that though.
Can I just ask something now? Are we on the premise that they're getting a new logo?
Not for this coming season. Not for this coming season. Like, oh yeah, they can't do anything with the Coyotes. The Coyotes, the logos, the history, everything stays in Phoenix.
Oh, then okay, but okay, so Utah is getting the Coyotes logo for this year.
Nope. They're gonna have it's gonna be a placeholder logo. It's gonna be a placeholder logo. It isn't even gonna be that. It's just gonna say like Utah or something like that on it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not. They're not going to have a crest or anything like that. They haven't decided yet. For some reason, this guy said had so long to come up with thing. Yeah.
So then you might as well just do what the Professional Women's Hockey League did and just have Utah written across diagonally on their chest and say that's our first year.
It's essentially what it's going to be, but I think it's going across. I think it's going to be like on a band, like how Montreal, and Florida have theirs and stuff like that. I think it'll just say Utah for this year. They have ideas with the crest. What one is like with like the state, and then a Utah HC or
I
whatever
see.
on it, and
Yeah.
then another one a circle, roundel and stuff like that says Utah HC, whatever. Boring.
Okay.
The other two names, Venom and Yeti. Utah Yeti.
I hate that Yeti.
Yeah,
That's
Utah Yeti.
stupid.
Sing the song, doo-da, you-da.
But the Utah Venom,
The Venom. Yeah.
Still pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, like for me, it's Outlaws. After that, I couldn't care. Honestly, to be fair, I couldn't care less either way. But Outlaws sounds better, I think. Speaking of which, I guess we should. We said about the PWHL. We should congratulate Minnesota.
Yeah, very good on the Walter Cup.
Yeah. Next thing, all they have to do as well, get logos and nicknames.
But you know the best part about Minnesota
one
winning?
season's enough. What's that?
Toronto decided,
Toronto?
we're gonna play them first round because we think we got a better chance of beating them, and they couldn't even beat them.
That's true. And they were up 2-0 and fall apart in spectacular Toronto fashion. So there you are. Last bit of business here. 2 coaches hired this week, or since we last were on. Thoughts on 2 guys that probably were not anybody else's radars ever. Dan Bilesma going to Seattle. I think he was an assistant coach there, wasn't he? But
I think he started, yeah.
Yeah. It's not 2009. There's no prime Sidney Crosby or Jenny Malkin or Flower there to help you along. I think that Dan Bilesma, more as a coach, is more the coach he was in Buffalo. So I don't see why Seattle goes and says Dan Bilesma is the guy for us.
Who else is out there?
How about a guy like Gerard Gallant or something like that? Like he's out there. Dean Everson would be good. Evanson.
Come on. I can't stand that fucking man.
Yeah, I hate him too. But all of these guys are better than Dan Bilesma.
Well, maybe Ron Francis must have that Pittsburgh connection.
That's another thing. And I don't think he obviously didn't play with them, but I was trying to think of anybody else like who's around in Pittsburgh and stuff like that who's still coaching. But yeah, I think the big thing would have been Paul Maurice if he would have had the chance. But Florida was smart in picking him up.
Oh yeah, they're not. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next one, of course, a little closer to home. Scott Arniel gets hired by the Jets. This was the worst kept secret in hockey for a long time. They knew he was going to come.
Yeah,
2 things I got to say.
Something that I wasn't surprised.
Nobody else. Again, is anybody knocking down Scott Arniel's door for a head coaching job? The last one he did was in Columbus, however many years ago that was, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. But the guys that own the Jets, True North, very community-minded, very loyal to their guys. And Scott Arniel, of course, not only drafted in the same draft as Ducky Howardchuk, but also played with him in Cornwall. Mm-hmm. Grew up here with the Jets. He's married a girl from Winnipeg. He's lived here ever since. He was a coach, of course. Finished his career with the Moose. Started as assistant coach for the Moose. Was head coach of the Moose before going on to do a few other things besides Columbus or whatever. And of course, made a lot of friends in places like he was an assistant coach in Washington the year after they win the Cup. An assistant coach with the Rangers. So yeah, and I guess he has all kinds of people calling him or whatever about being an assistant coach or an associate coach, which is good news because we actually have 2 spots because we got rid of Bauer, our offensive coach or whatever. So we have somebody that can take a look at this power play because that power play stunk. For all the guys they had was so terrible.
Oh, and I'm sure you guys are going to lose a player or 2 this year.
Well, they're looking like Nick Ehlers. They just don't know They just don't know what to do with him, which is too bad because like everybody here in Winnipeg loves Nick Ehlers. And when he's on the ice, he seems to be great. He just, I don't know. It's a different way of coaching him, I guess. Like he's a possession guy, which is great, but he will go east west and stuff like that. So it's hard to feed him pucks and stuff like that. But he can make things happen by himself. One place, of course, heavily rumored for him to go was New York Islanders. So there you go. You might be able to do it. And also Carolina now too.
I won't say no if he comes on the Islanders. I won't say no.
It depends on what you guys would have to give up.
That's true too, because it'd be a trade. You're right.
Yeah. They're thinking Pollock.
And I don't. Oh, yeah. Fuck that.
Pollock plus.
Oh yeah, Pollock plus this. Pull this. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I love it. All right. Hey, you're not doing anything else on this here, and just the playoff beers.
I just do playoff beers
for showing up. Maybe we might be able to get to a live stream for a game in the finals, but we can't promise anything. Unfortunately, the schedule has just been crazy let's
100%. If we can do it, we'll do it.
We'll do it. We'll try and give you guys heads up notice about it. We still have, we have our year-end show. Well, there's the draft coming up. There's free agency coming up. There's all kinds of time for us to talk some hockey before the next season starts. I promise if the Edmonton Oilers win, I'm just going to wear full black with the black veil. I'll be in mourning maybe for the rest of my life. It'll be terrible. I'll be a hockey widow forever. Okay. As for me.
Yeah, what else do you have going on in this channel and the other channel and the other channel?
Well, let me just tell you. Weekends, LGRN After Snark, my show I do with Danny. That's on the flagship Entertainment Network. We'll be talking about the Star Wars Acolyte show this weekend on a special day and time. It'll be Sunday afternoon for us this week. As you're watching this, as it comes out, if this is the internet in the far off future, for some reason you decide to say, what did a couple random Canadians think about the upcoming Stanley Cup Finals, then you can always go back to our entertainment channel and find where we talk about Star Wars Acolyte, episodes 1 and 2. Also, as we record this, we have the Rewatchers Council, the latest edition with the Bad Eggs. I believe that's the 13th episode of season 2 comes out as we speak. Now, with that show, if you know Buffy, all the fun is about to end for a little bit of that show. It's always fun to watch. Maybe it's just not fun for Buffy, maybe for the next little while. We'll see. Some really good stuff happening on Buffy coming up, and Rewatchers Cancel. It's going to be there for all of it, all 144 episodes. What else do we got? I got 2 video game shows that are on hiatus until I get everything ready here in, Winnipeg Studio B or whatever this is now. Original Studio A, Revamp Studio A. And then I think that's it. Yeah, because Starting 11 on hiatus. Because the Premier League is over. Chelsea, didn't win it, so I don't want to even talk about who did. Anyways, I want to thank everybody.
We got Copa America coming up, though, Snark. Copa
America. Let's see how Canada does, of course. I think there's this team in Argentina that plays pretty well. It's called Argentina. They're also, there's this team where my friend Danny's from. And we don't even want to talk about them either.
No.
But we'll see. We will see. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll be back. I hope this isn't the worst 2 weeks of my entire life, but we will see. And we'll
Can we try to do it in sync? Can we try to do the ending in sync?
How do you mean?
Au revoir.
No.
Oh.